Welcome back to the Pulse Studios, home of 94.7 The Pulse, community radio and Pulse Television. If you would like to be a part of Pulse Television or be in one of our media courses, please contact 947thepulse.com. Next up, Sally visits Austin Wines.
As many of you know, the Geelong region is home to many a vineyard, and I've travelled to Sutherland's Creek today to have a look at just one of those vineyards, Austin's Wines. I'm here with Scott Ireland, Senior Winemaker at Austin's Wines. Scott, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the background here.
Well, right at the moment we're standing in front of fermenting barrels of Chardonnay. As you can see in this glass, I've just pulled a bit out here. This was harvested about 2 weeks ago and is undergoing indigenous ferment in the barrel.
Scott, tell me, what is the timber that the barrels are made out of?
The barrels are made out of French oak, so it's all imported. Unfortunately, there's no oak in Australia that's useful at this stage. People are experimenting.
And are the barrels made in Australia, or do you import them from France?
No, they are coopered in France and brought out here at high cost.
Joining me now is Scott Austin, the owner of Austin's Wines. Scott, tell us a little bit about the vineyard.
Oh, the vineyard is here that we have on this site. Was planted about 25 years ago.
And approximately how many acres have you got under vine?
We've got 150 acres under vine, so it's a 1,500 acre property, which was a sheep farm all those years ago. And so we bought this property and planted these grapes.
And what sort of variety do you have planted at the moment?
We've got about 5 different varieties, but we lay claim to one of the largest single estate holdings of Pinot Noir. So we have 90 acres, so for that variety it's quite a large volume.
In Australia?
In Australia, that's right, as a single estate, so on a single property.
That's very impressive.
It is, isn't it? It's our sort of claim to fame, and therefore we make a couple of, with the Pinot Noir that we produce, we put under a couple of different labels at a couple of different price points.
And the labels, your main labels are obviously Austin's Wine and the 6'6" range.
That's right, and we recently launched a sort of restaurant-based brand called Greenbanks, but Austin's, named after the family of course, and 6'6" is more of a volume-based wine that can be sold in restaurants, retail outlets, and we export quite a bit of that as well.
So Scott, the vineyard is open at Toast to the Coast, one of the premier wine events happening in the Geelong region.
That's right, that event's been running for over 10 years now, and they've brought it out to the wineries a number of years ago so that people can come and experience, what we have here. They can kick the dirt, they can feel the grapes, they can taste the wine and bring their family and have a great time.
And that happens every year over Melbourne Cup weekend?
That's right, Melbourne Cup weekend. It's a Saturday and Sunday, generally open from 10 till 6, and here it's our main event for the year. We have jumping castle, we have cooking demonstrations and all those sort of things that go well with wine, I guess.
And entry to that is free?
No, there's a ticketed price. I'm sure you can go onto the Geelong Wine website to find that, but it's cheap, and there's a bus service so that if you don't want to drive and be responsible, you can get a bus and you can travel around to all the different wineries that participate in the event as part of that single cost.
Joining me now is Scott's father, Richard. Richard planted these vines some 25 years ago. Richard, that was obviously a monumental thing you undertook 25 years ago.
Yeah, well, when I look back on it, we didn't have as many vines back then, but we've increased the plantings over the last 15 or 18 years, and to this stage now where we're about 150 acres under vine, so it's pretty substantial.
And any future plans for the vineyard?
Not at this stage. We've got plenty of land and plenty of water, so all the resources are there if we want to. The wine industry's gone through a really tough time over the last 12 years or so, and we're just coming out of that, so we'll wait and see how it unfolds.
And Richard, every night with dinner, are you having a glass of Austin's or 6'6"?
Well, I do try some other people's wines from time to time, but we do have our fair share of this as well. So, I like to try lots of other people's wine. Otherwise, you don't know what's going on. So, mostly Australian though.
Well, thank you for having us out here today at the vineyard, and we might just propose a toast now.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Our own waterfront recently hosted the Geelong Revival, an event for all car enthusiasts. Nick finds more than just cars on his trip.
I've got Doc Braun here. Tell me about your DeLorean. How did you put this one together? Have you come from the future with it?
G'day folks, yes indeed, I've actually come from the year 2274, but don't tell anyone that. I've just dropped by Geelong Revival Festival to say hello to you.
Kind of hard place. Oh, I just can't win.
So Marilyn, you've got some rather spectacular jewellery on. Where do you get your diamonds from?
Tiffany's, Cartier, Black Star, Forrest Gorman.
Where else?
Where else?
Where else but Tiffany's?
Tiffany's, of course.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
I'll be free as an eagle, flying where the wind blows.
Now I've got Emily and Michelle here, a couple of the Geelong Revival girls. Now tell me, why are you guys all dressed up?
So we're all dressed up today to help promote Fashions on the Field, which will be on Sunday, and we're going to have some parades throughout the weekend with some vintage clothes.
So what sort of clothes are we looking for? Like, what do you think are going to be the hot tickets tomorrow?
So 1940s themes, so red lipstick, nice eyeliner, good hairdos.
So you're just wandering around today spreading the word and spreading the cheer?
Absolutely, here to meet lots of people, get lots of photos and, yeah, talk to lots of people about vintage cars.
Well, I love the red lipstick and I do love the outfits. Thanks for chatting to me.
Thank you.
No redemption for the things I've done. So I'll ramble on, yeah, to new horizons.
Now this car, tell me a little bit about it. What does it do?
Good question, my friend. It's actually what it doesn't do. This car can fly, it can drive down the road and actually go up to 88 miles per hour, and at a good time it can actually go over a cliff and get there in 2 seconds to the ground. It's very quick.
Oh, we might... Well, can you take me to the future in it later?
Yes, I've already been there. I'm afraid it's not much fun. Anywhere past 2015 to 2018 is a real dive, folks. Just skip those years and get a new president, please, Australia.
Cool. Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, folks. I'll see you in the future.